This is the foundation coming at you with a Cowboys video. I know I said I was going to do a video of the offensive side, my thoughts of my first impressions of training camp in that sense, but a lot of things was going on. I was worn out. I couldn't get myself to videos and all that. As much as I love talking about the Cowboys, I just couldn't bring myself to do anything. I want to sleep. I want to catch up on some rest. My body needs to recuperate. But yeah, so the Hall of Fame game is coming up. A lot of things have happened since then. So, the Hall of Fame game coming up. So I'll just talk about the expectations of that. A lot of the starters not going to play. Like the veterans and all that. Skandrick, Lee, Witten, Dez, Tyron Smith, Frederick, and Martin. I know they're not that kind of veterans, but they're all pros. I know Zeke is not a veteran, but I don't think he's not going to smell that field. I don't think he's going to play either. The other guys, like D-Law and Crawford, they might ease them in. I mean, they just want to make sure they make it to the season, so I can see them kind of like holding back on them. But yeah, like I said, a lot has happened since then. On the offensive side, Bryce Butler has had a great camp. I mean, he's looking solid. And Andy Jones and Noah Brown hasn't been chopped liver, but they it's been like, oh man, what is going on here? and you kind of rooting for Bryce Butler because we've seen him in the regular season and we've seen some of the good things that he's done and all that. So like you kind of rooting for him because, and again, the continuity, with all the weapons that we brought back, Bryce, T. Will, we brought those guys back just to make sure Dak is comfortable and everything. So I like to see how Bryce Butler does in the Hall of Fame game. I expect him to play maybe a series, maybe two, and all that. Malik Collins, at first, like the spring training and OTAs and the mini camp and everything like that, it looked very smooth for him to move out to right tackle. And in the first padded practice, he was like, oh, we got the fourth one, we got the fourth All Pro. And then, and then a couple of days, the next couple of days, he kind of looked like, oh man, you got some humble pie. But he responded well, because the thing that was hurting him is the thing that I love about him is that nastiness, the way he blocks and all that. He wants to, he wants to hurt people, and I think as much as I loved it, and much as he wants to do it, I think he had to go. It's like, hey, there's some technique involved too, So I think he needed to settle himself in that sense, because I think he wanted to make an impression, I mean, he said from his rookie, for his first press conference, we're gonna be the best offensive line in history, and I love that he believes that. I know he wants to be a part of it, so that's a great way to go, great way to do it, but you gotta be sound too, Jonathan Cooper, everybody now is like, oh yeah, if that didn't happen to Lyle Collins, he would have been a top 10 pick. And Jonathan Cooper, he's a first rounder. We got the Fab Five. And for Jonathan Cooper, my expectations of him, to be honest, is just don't make Tyron and Frederick look like it's a weakness and all that. Don't make it look like that. If he does his job and he does an adequate job, he plays smart, no silly penalties, and he does his job, it will look like the best offensive line out there because they'll up his game. Tyrone and Frederick will carry him. It's just they won't baby him either though. So at the same time too, I can see him is if he can just does his job, then it's all good for me. As far as And one thing I will say to it, what I'm expecting out of the offense in the Hall of Fame game, of all the quarterbacks, mainly, is I want sustained drives. I don't want three and out. Because then it kind of stunts the other talents. Like Noah Brown, or even Andy Jones. Rico Gathers. And then forcing the defense, the young players to be constantly tested and all that. So you got to have a good balance in that. And as far as the defense goes, one guy I forgot to mention was Anthony Hitchens. And it's sad that I did that, because Anthony Hitchens already gets disrespected a lot already. And this guy is, he gives us his all. He played hurt. When Rolando didn't want to be there, Hitchens is right there. Hitchens has always been the guy to, and he's a smart player, and he's a good guy. You don't hear about him other than the fact on the field. So that is a, the right kind of guy, so to speak. And talking about Hitchens, the thing that I love is that while we're so excited about Jalen Smith coming, showing some very good excitement, the thing I love what the Hitchens is doing is that now they can set up a plan for Jalen Smith now. It's not like, well, let's see how long it'll take for him to restart. Now they can go, okay, what can we do with him? What can we do with Jalen Smith? How can we get him involved, but without overdoing it, kind of thing. Because as healthy as he looks and everything, and the knee is fine, everything like that, he's still not 100% fully recovered from the nerve side of it. And with that being said, it will be a disaster if something was to be a setback. So, as much as I, after that first day practice, like I said, I'm not an expert. It looked like someone that didn't play football in a long time. It looked like how he said, that one reporter told him 572 days. I didn't expect him to go, boom, like, oh, you check that out, not like that, and everything. But as he got more practices, in there, he looked good. He had to play against D-Mac, and then he had that pass breakup up the middle, so he's looking fast too, it's like, man, I think something wrong with you if you're not rooting for this kid. But anyway, with that being said, like I said, with a plan, we can work him in and everything like that. We don't have to overexert him and all that. Another guy I was excited about, I hope he plays a lot, and stays healthy, is Markin Zacha. I think again he shows a lot of promise, and if he can do the same thing as well too, then again it's another plan that we can work with Jalen and all that. Be that specialist or something like that. So yeah. I cannot wait to see Cheeto Bay, and Xavier Woods really participate in this Hall of Fame game, because I know they're gonna get a lot of playing time. One guy I forgot to mention as far as our rookies last year, our second year guys, was Kevon Frazier. And, I had a lot of high hopes on him last year. And just because he didn't get opportunities, that he had that one great play on special teams against I think it was the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I think it was because the Ezekiel Elliott, when he jumped into the kennel, when he jumped into the Salvation Army, and then so they had to kick off, and he made it like it was a touchback. So he ran it all. I mean, that was a great play. So I had a lot of hopes for Kayvon Frazier, but you know, he's kind of been lost in the shuffle, and you know, so I hope he gets to show something here, because you know, like, there's gonna be an odd man out, and you know, I can't help it, but you know, like, I always root for the guys that we draft, the guys that we've or get, you know, whether it be undrafted free agents. I always root for those guys first. You know, I want them to succeed and everything. So Noah Brown is another one. Noah Brown looks pretty good. So Andy Jones, you know, hopefully this year, because he, you know, during the training camp drills and everything, he was looking like a beast, and then when he got to the games, it was hard for him and all that. And partially has to do with the, Jamil Showers didn't really get a chance to, you know, play with a great offensive line or a great running back. So it was hard for him to, you know, get into a groove and all that. But Andy Jones did drop some passes, so, you know, that's on him. But as far as that goes, you know, that's the things I'm hoping to see, you know, in this draft. Taco Charlton, you know, at first he was kind of struggling, but now he's showing some really good things. I mean, you know, he got a good one on Tyron Smith. He didn't get the sack, but you know, to force Tyron to hold is a great thing. I read about that on Cowboys.com. Charles Tapper, I cannot wait to see him in this game. You know, so there's a lot of things, you know, we can look forward to. But anyway, that's, you know, I cannot wake up, you know, basically a day away. I'm probably gonna miss the first quarter, but I'm gonna be there to watch the whole game and the rest of the game though. All right, mahalo for watching. Paniola boys, and go Cowboys.